There are things children may never remember in words, but their bodies may carry for many years afterward. Your child may forget the room they once slept in, forget their very first toy, forget even the most ordinary days. But some feelings quietly stay with them throughout childhood. The feeling of crying and having someone come to hold them, the feeling of looking up and seeing their mother smile, or the feeling of being afraid, but still having someone beside them. And what's surprising is this: those very small moments slowly shape the way children see themselves and the world around them. Because during the early years of life, a child's brain is developing at an incredible speed. And so much of what children carry inside them later is shaped by the way their parents respond to them every single day. Especially the final thing in this video, which may completely change the way you see ordinary moments with your child. A child falls down. They do not cry immediately. Instead, they instantly turn to look at their mother. A baby wakes up startled in the middle of the night and begins crying. The very first thing they do is reach for the person beside them. Or when a stranger comes too close, they suddenly cling tightly to their mother's leg. Many parents see moments like these and think, "My child is too clingy. They need to be stronger." But what is really happening is this: children are not only searching for solutions, they are searching for safety. In psychology, there is a concept called social referencing. It means children use their parents' emotions and reactions to understand whether the world feels safe or frightening. That is why a terrified child can suddenly calm down, simply because their mother says, "It's okay, mommy's here." Not because the problem disappeared, but because their nervous system just received a signal: "I do not have to face this alone." Research also shows that when children consistently receive safe emotional responses from their parents, their brains slowly learn how to regulate emotions more effectively as they grow older. On the other hand, children who often feel left alone in fear tend to become more alert to stress later in life. What children remember most deeply during frightening moments is not what happened, but this: did someone come for me? And through those tiny moments, children slowly begin learning how to see the world. A child accidentally spills a cup of water. They freeze. Then look at their mother's reaction. A baby is laughing happily, but the moment they see their father frown, they suddenly go quiet. Many parents do not realize this. Children are constantly reading emotions on adult faces, even before they understand language. Researchers have found that babies only a few months old can already distinguish between a tense face and a gentle one. When a caregiver suddenly becomes cold or emotionally unresponsive, a child's heart rate can change very quickly. That is why some babies may be crying, but the moment their mother smiles softly and holds them, their body slowly begins calming down. I once saw a little boy trembling after spilling his food. He kept looking at his mother as if waiting for something. The mother simply took a small breath and said, "It's okay, let's clean it up together." The child immediately relaxed his shoulders. His breathing became steadier. That moment was very small, but for the child, it may have been the moment he learned, "I can make mistakes and still be loved." Before children understand language, they learn emotions through your face. And little by little, that becomes the way they learn to see themselves too. Maybe parents matter far more deeply to children than we often realize. And it is not only your facial expressions. Children are also absorbing something else from you every single day: your voice. There are days when you feel exhausted. You still change your child's clothes. You still rock them to sleep. But your voice sounds different, faster, tighter, a little less patient. Adults often think, "They're still little. They won't understand." But what is really happening is this: children may not fully understand your words yet, but their bodies can still feel gentleness, frustration, patience, and even tension. Some studies show that babies can react to stressed vocal tones by increasing their heart rate and becoming more alert. That is why some babies only need to hear a loud voice before immediately startling or bursting into tears. I once saw a father come home from work completely exhausted. He simply said, "Please give Dad a minute." Not aggressively, not even loudly, but the child who had been running over to hug him suddenly stopped, then quietly walked away to play somewhere else. That moment made me realize something. Children are not only listening to our words, they are learning how to feel about themselves through the way we speak to them. A child who regularly hears, "It's okay, Mommy's here, you did a great job," will often grow up feeling, "My emotions are not something to fear." While a child who constantly grows up surrounded by anger and tension may begin feeling anxious even around loud sounds. The way you speak today may become the way your child speaks to themselves years from now. But children are not only remembering stressful moments, they are also remembering the tiny, joyful moments shared between you. Mom tickles her child. Dad makes a silly face. The whole family laughs over something very small. Adults often think, "We're just playing." But for young children, those playful moments are incredibly important. When children laugh together with their parents, their brains release dopamine and oxytocin, two chemicals deeply connected to feelings of safety and connection. That is why, after truly joyful moments of play, children are often calmer, more cooperative, and less stressed. I once saw a father who was extremely busy. He did not have much time to play with his child, but every evening, he spent exactly 5 minutes pretending to be a dinosaur running around the living room with his little boy. Years from now, that child may no longer remember exactly what game they played that night, but he will remember the feeling. Being with Dad felt joyful. Some children later forget the exact toys they once had, but they still remember what it felt like to laugh freely beside their parents. Those tiny, joyful moments quietly stay inside a child, long after the moment itself has passed. Sometimes, just a few minutes of true presence can become a very big memory for a child. And eventually, all those tiny moments lead to the most important thing of all. What children truly need is not perfect parents. No one is patient all the time. No one stays calm every moment. And there is no parent who has never raised their voice at their child. What truly matters is not whether you have ever made mistakes, but whether you come back after the difficult moments. Do you hold your child after they cry? Do you repair the connection? Instead of disappearing from your child's emotional world, psychologists call this repair. Repair after moments of emotional disconnection. And what's fascinating is this. Many studies show that a child's sense of safety is not created through perfect parenting. It is created when a child experiences disconnection and then connection again. I once saw a mother standing silently in the kitchen for a very long time. After raising her voice at her child, the child sat quietly in the corner of the sofa, still holding a small toy. After a while, the mother walked over and softly said, "I'm sorry, Mommy was a little too loud earlier." The child said nothing. They simply hugged their mother. Years from now, that child may forget exactly why they cried that day, but their body will remember this. After difficult moments, connection came back, and that is what truly makes children feel safe. Maybe one day, your child will forget many of the things you once said, but their body will remember how they felt when they were with you. The feeling of being held when they were afraid. The feeling of being looked at with gentle eyes. The feeling that they truly mattered to someone. And sometimes, those very tiny moments become the foundation of an entire childhood. If this video helped you look at ordinary moments with your child more gently, please subscribe to the channel, because in the next videos, we will continue learning together about the things children have never been able to put into words.